MindMap is a way to make a concept map that is available in your Google Drive. To do it, go to New and go to More and go to MindMap 2.0 for Google Drive. It's a way to build concept maps. And you start by giving the first node, they call it, a title. You can click once on the node and then click Edit Node, or you can double click on the node and then edit the text inside. So let's jump ahead a bit. I've already started to make a mind map about ethos, pathos, and logos, the three methods of persuading somebody or getting somebody on board when you're writing something, making a film, a YouTube, even doing a performance piece or a piece of sculpture or artwork. And this mind map is going to be fairly straightforward. So I'll use the simplest tools in this application. First of all, I've got my persuasive work and I'll write the name of the work here. Then I'm going to look at the work and figure out how it appeals to ethos, pathos, or logos. And that will be part of the map. Before I get into that, I'm going to define these three terms using the techniques here. So I'm going to click on ethos and I'm going to make a child, insert child node. And here I'm going to put establishing credentials, because ethos is about establishing your credentials for the audience and having the audience build their trust in you. If I don't type something here, this box will go away. So I have to type something right away. Anytime the dotted line is around a piece of it, that means that's the part I'm working on now. So I don't have to extra highlight it. If I want to get the letters to go bigger, I just click on there. I'll go back and add another definition. So another child node, which is getting the audience to trust you. And I'm also going to add the meaning of the Latin root. So I can go back again and do child, or if I just want, I want another one off of ethos, is basically I want a sister to this one, getting the audience to trust you. So right here is the sister or sibling node, and that will give me another node from the same thing. And the root of the word means ethics. So now I'll go and add definitions to logos and pathos. Now I notice that I have it out of order, so if I want to establish the same order, I can move these. This can go up here, this can go down here. So now it's kind of the similar order to the ethos. Well, I can move it wherever I want, really. So there's more space. Of course, if I want to color these squares, I'll use the ever-present bucket. Go for background and green. Maybe I want all the ethos to be green. But I really don't like that dark green, so I'm going to find an HTML code from another website. HTML color codes will get me a nice number for a nice light green. That's good. And I'll take this one, which is right there. Command copy. Back to the bucket, background, insert the hex number, and say OK. And I have a lighter green. If I want, I can also add images as nodes. I would go here, which is insert image node, insert child image node. Then I have to find the picture from my computer is the most easy, something I've saved before. I'll take that one. And there's a picture trying to show someone who has established credentials, someone that I would trust speaking to me about whatever topic it was. Just the idea is and captured in this image, but also the image is too large, so I'll go to adjust node image and change this to a width of perhaps 100. Save. And that feels better. Maybe I'll move it over here. If I feel like the images aren't helping, but I do want to add some type of visual, I can also use stickers. You click on this, get this node again, click on the 100, which is toggle stickers. And I'll type in graduation hat, and I'll get a little sticker. You can see I used a light bulb for Logos and a crying face for Pathos. I could also use the thinking face for Logos. I go here, and now I have two stickers on Logos. So if you're using a mind map like this to make notes on somebody's persuasive work, and you have this already built as a base, you can then add a second layer of nodes to discuss that specific work. For example, you may be discussing a YouTube video. How did that YouTuber establish their personal credentials? Well, maybe they listed their university degrees, or maybe they filmed on site of a chemistry lab and obviously knew what they were doing. How did they get the audience to trust you? Maybe they told a story of their first time in the lab, so that they start in that way to build your trust about them and who they are as scientists or whatever it is. So you could just add things on for all the different ones, maybe not these, and maybe you'll skip one, but you can sort of see, oh, these are all the ways that this speaker appealed to both ethos, logos, and pathos. If you want to get really classy, there's some other things you can do. You can click on the line and make it thicker, and you can change the color, of course. You can also add a label. Lots of people like labels on their mind maps. What will that look like now? Uses. So in other words, a persuasive work uses ethos. And I could do the same thing for these other lines as well. You can also connect boxes using connect to another node. And that kind of goes through there, but there it is. Might want to change that color. Here I've moved list facts about animal testing down to here so the connection is clear. And now if I want to recenter everything, I'll go right here. Finally, if you want to insert another root node just to add some notes, you can do that all separate. Let's move it over here. So a side note could look like this. Unfortunately, the basic MindMup account does not allow you to save mind maps even as simple as this one unless you buy the gold account. So what you can do is change the size so that you can do a nice screenshot of it and save it that way. And here's what it'll look like once you submit the PNG to the Canvas assignment. It comes out pretty clear, so that works quite well. Don't forget, of course, to put the name of the persuasive work in on the blank line there. So now you should have a really good idea about how to use this tool, MindMup. You don't have to use these mind maps just for communication. You could use them for organizing a project in another class, for designing an experiment, for studying for a test, or just for thinking about a more complicated topic. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get a lot of use out of this very interesting tool. Take care.